Good evening to all, and welcome this evening. My name is Ken Whittemore, the proud Assistant Superintendent of Human Resources, and I'm very proud to serve the Fairfield-Suisun Unified School District. Tonight, we are here to honor people that have served our children. We are going to be honoring our Employees of the Year. We will be also honoring our employees with 25, 30, and 35 years of service to the district. And our retirees, the ones that we did not get to honor at the end of last year, and the retirees from this year. So we're very proud to have all of that with it. Before we get moving, one of the things I think it's real important, we are a school district, and students are who we represent and work with. And some of the things tonight that you see around you are student-based. The flowers that are on your tables were all done by the student floral department at Rodriguez High School. The young people that you see around the room filming and doing the audiovisual and the sound for all this are students in our intern program here working through the district, so they are all students within our districts. Let's give them a hand. Special thank you to the people that worked really hard to make this event happen. Jaden Baird, Lindsay Michaels, the communication teams, we're appreciative of your efforts. The human resources team, excellent job and support in doing this. And most of all, a thank you to Deborah Dean, who worked tirelessly and for weeks to make sure this event went very well tonight. So we're going to get this going, and it's my pleasure to introduce to you the superintendent, Chris Corey.
Welcome and good evening. It's so great to have you all here. In the past, as you know, we have done this in a boardroom, and it has been quite cramped, and it just didn't seem to honor you as much as we wanted to do. And so we changed it to this year to really have a time and an opportunity to spread out, enjoy each other's company, have something to eat, be with friends and family, and really show our gratitude for all that you have done to contribute to Fairfield-Suisun Unified School District. As many of you know, I started my teaching career in Fairfield-Suisun. I was recruited from out of state, and this place is near and dear to my heart. And so every one of you that has worked so diligently to make this a great community and a great district for our students, I just can't thank you enough. So with that, I'm going to make a few introductions, and then we're going to get on with our ceremony. We have our board vice president, Craig Wilson, here. Our board clerk, Helen Tilley, is here. Our two board members, Jack Flynn and Judy Honeychurch, are here. And then we're very grateful to have our previous board president and board member, Kathy Mariano, who is here with us today. So we have a lot of great awards to give tonight, and I'm going to tell you how this is going to go. There's a stage here, but we don't want you to walk up this side because there's no exit unless you're willing to jump off the end. Our workers' comp said don't do that. So what we want you to do is we're going to call your name and recognize you. You're going to come up front. Our board members are going to be up here to congratulate you and shake hands or do a fist bump. And then after the awards, we're going to have you go and stand over on that side of the screen, right about where the fire alarm is. And we're going to take group pictures. Our board members are going to join you over there, and we're going to take a group picture for each of these. So with that, I am going to first start with, are we going to start with our union member presentations, right? Yes. All right.
And first will be Christina Miller. We'll be doing the APA award. Come on up.
Hello, I'm Christina Miller. I am co-president for the APA unit, and I'm honored to present the award for APA unit member. She is my fellow co-president. She's a school psychologist at Fairfield High School. She is an amazing advocate for students and families and staff, and she embodies the characteristics of a true leader, and her name is Samantha Hiles.
Next, representing California School Employees Association, we have Ms. Taylor and Ms. Fallon. Come up, ladies.
This year, CSEA is proud to recognize 2 outstanding union members. First, we have Raina Holsworth from our clerical unit. CSEA and FSUSD have been the fortunate benefactors of Raina's service for 34 years. Raina has worked in many positions throughout the years. Currently, she is a Secretary 3 for the District in Curriculum and Assessment. Within the union, she has served as Chief Teller, member of the Cat Leave Committee, and as an interview representative. Raina is known for her dependability and is a great motivator. We have been so lucky to work alongside Raina these many years and are pleased to recognize her for her service. We would like to extend our utmost congratulations and our sincere gratitude for Raina on her award, and we wish her well in her new ventures as she moves into retirement at the end of June. Okay. Our second member is Julia Riedel from our support unit. Julia has served FSUSD and CSEA for 23 years, most recently as Senior Help Desk Technician. She has been a staunch advocate within the union, filling many roles over the years. Julia is currently our webmaster, new employee orientations coordinator, teller, and has served as both a volunteer auditor and interview representative. Julia is renowned for her friendly and helpful demeanor. She is a wonderful coworker who always makes time to assist others, and we are pleased to recognize her for her service. We would like to thank Julia for all of her help over the years as a devoted CSEA member, congratulate her on this award, and also extend to her our congratulations on her retirement at the end of June. I don't believe Julia is here.
And next, we'll have Ms. Allison Guernsey come up to do the FSMA Certificated and Classified Awards.
Good evening. So today we are recognizing 2 FSMA members. One is certificated and one is classified. These are members that have been nominated by their peers. And our first person that we're recognizing is Colleen Hutchinson. She's not here this evening. No, she wasn't able to attend this evening. But I want to read what we wrote, what people nominated her with. Colleen is an incredibly giving person. She goes out of her way to help others and has helped immensely with New Teacher Academy this year. She brings quality professional development to our staff and is focused on instructional leadership, which ultimately benefits our students. I'll add one more thing. I know I partnered with her on the Measure S campaign, Measure S, sorry. And she was tremendously helpful coordinating efforts to ensure that we got that passed this year. So we'd like to congratulate Colleen as our FSMA Certificated Member of the Year. Our Classified Member of the Year is Mike Swearingen. Mike is such a helpful leader. When situations arise, Mike is willing to step in and support in any way possible. He knows exactly how to help and what needs to be done to follow protocol to ensure all components of the maintenance department function appropriately.
Mike is retiring this year, and we want to congratulate him on this honor.
And the last of our honorees tonight, and the FSUSD president could not join us tonight to be here, so I will be the one that gets to have this honor. And we are fortunate in our district this year that not only we have the FSUSD Teacher of the Year, this person was also honored for her hard work and her dedication to students by being named the Solano County Teacher of the Year. So we're proud to have Maria Williams from Grange Middle School to come on up. Thank you. So we're going to move into the portion where we're going to honor our 25, 30, and 35 years of service. And as we do that, right before that, I have a few fun facts to share with you for each group. So we'll start with the 25-year awardees. And just some things to know about the group that's coming up right now. They started with us in 1998. At that time, the average price of a gallon of gas was $1.23. The #1 movie at the time, Titanic. #1 hit single of the year was Elton John's Candle in the Wind. Google was founded that year. The city of Fairfield at that time had 96,000 residents. The cost of a Big Mac was $2.50. And the best-selling car of that year was a Toyota Camry. So those are some of the facts from the 25 years, and to read those names will be Superintendent Corey.
And more popular and precious than Google are the following. So we have Janine Ayton, who's here with us today. Elise Bouchard. Yatanya Carter. Jen Chase. Sue Chilson. Some of these people aren't here, but I'm still going to read their names anyway. Michael Dunapay. Nancy Dunn. Laureline Fenich, Joan Glazier, Carla Gregory, Vance Hafner, Grace Holman, Elaine James, Karen Favi, Jennifer Janess, Randy Kilmartin, Dawn Constantinopoulos, Jose Manau, Audrey Montgomery, Mary Kay O'Reilly, Josh Patton, Tommy Phillips, Julie Reese, Terry Rogers. Maria Romero. Maria Solis. Deborah Stone. Deborah Story. Chris Lyndon Thompson. Deanna Thorner. Joanne Weber. Chris Wigand. Elaine Winnestoffer. And Elaine Yasonia. And what I want to say is thank you so much for your quarter century of service to this district. Here's to 25 more years, right? All right. Congratulations.
So our next group up is 30 years of service. People that started in 1993. Average price of gasoline, $1.11 a gallon. You know, when you say that, it almost hurts, doesn't it? The number one movie at the time, Jurassic Park. Some of us feel that way. They were in Jurassic Park. The number one hit single of the year was Whitney Houston's I Will Always Love You. Bill Clinton was sworn in as the 42nd President of the United States. The city of Fairfield had 77,000 residents. Cost of a Big Mac, $2.28. No. And the best-selling car at the time was a Ford Taurus. So those are for the 30 years.
It's so appropriate because I will always love you to these two fabulous 30-year employees, Christina Parkinson and Darla Salgado. Thank you for your 3 decades of service.
The final groups of service have been in the district 35 years. They started in the Fairfield-Suisun Unified School District in 1988. The average price of gasoline was $1.06. The number one movie, Who Framed Roger Rabbit? Number one hit single at the time was George Michael's Faith. Hewlett-Packard introduced something that year. That would be the 28S calculator. The city of Fairfield had only at that time 58,000 restaurants. The cost of the Big Mac was $1.60. And the best-selling car at the time, a Ford Escort. 35 years.
And not only have we had a lot of faith in these people, but they've had to have a lot of faith to remain for 35 years. So congratulations to Christine Harrison. And Andrea McFarland. And although they're not here tonight, we want to also give a shout out to Audrey Jacks and Jamie Van Wart. Congratulations.
So in this portion of our program, we're able to honor our retirees. And there's 2 groups. At times, people, after the deadline, we get the retired, so we want to make sure that we honor them at this event. But something that I think is very important for people to hear is in service to children. The people, all of you honored tonight, is in service to children. Tonight in the retirees, as they go out, a number I'd like to share with you that's very important of the years of service that these people have performed combined in serving our children. I mean, 1,498 years of service are represented in this room of serving children. That's pretty outstanding. So, Ms. Grindle and I, it's our honor to read these names, and we're going to start with the 2021-22 retirees. First is Ms. Amelia Balbuena. Mary Boyd. And some of them couldn't join us tonight. They're probably off on cruises and other fun stuff, enjoying their retirement. Alice Brown. Cynthia Brown. Tammy Collin. Jackie Dyer. Ruth Guzman. Timothy Munike. Karen Eloise Padilla. Christine Hunt. Teresa Pullen. Colleen Savanson Karen. Amy Tussup. And Marina Woodard. This will be by her.
And now for our 2022-23 retirees. Richard Aguilar. Rhonda Anderson. Chithrani at Puthasingham. Anita Bagkus. James Bastian. Amy Benkendorf. Denise Brown. Angela Byland. Steve Ciccatelli. Kelly Donald. Beth Ellis. Emily Ensel. Doris Fatlin. Jennifer Fontenot. Monica Forks. Dave Fulton. Janice Gillespie. Deborah Graham Staton. J.P. Gurley. Dolores Guzman. Susan Harris. Lynn Herring. Grace Holman. Raina Holsworth. Denise Hunter. David Johnson. Don Kincaid. And Howard Kornblum.
Marie Lane. Ann Lean. Cindy Lessing. David J. Mariano, Jr. Linda C. Marsh. Yay. Kimberly Madison. Andrea McFarland. Mark McKinnon. Linda Mitchell. Edie Monticello. Denise Mongato. Carol Knack. Dina Nava. Bobby Only. Mary Kay O'Reilly. Laura Periani. Lori Parrish. Olga Perez. Carrie Perry Purcell. Julie A. Rupert. Julia Rydell. Melissa Sampay. Janet Santa. Shauna Serpis. Shari Singer. Richard Smith. Mike Swearingen. Justine Turner. Jamie Van Wart. Amy Vigil. Michelle Wilcox. Bud Williams. And last for the evening, Mary Zagolal.